Okay, guys, story time. How was Warrior Rising created? Well, in order to get to that, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So, I grew up in Springfield, Virginia, and I attended the United States Military Academy at West Point. When I graduated, I became an officer, and I served my country for nearly 15 years before I was forced to medically retire due to a seizure disorder. I deployed 3 times to the Middle East as a detachment commander for a Special Forces team. I served a year in Korea. I also spent some time in Mali, Africa. When I left the military, I asked the same question that all veterans ask themselves. Now what? What am I going to do with myself? I looked around at my friends and my acquaintances and my peers, and I saw them doing amazing things. And a lot of them were starting their own businesses, and they were making millions of dollars. And I said, well, hell, why can't I do that too? And so I thought to myself, what would I do if I were to start a business? I wanted to start a business that I was passionate about and that I was knowledgeable about. I looked at my career and I said, well, what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about my friends and my men, my commanders, people that I served with in the military. I thought they were the most amazing people, amazing leaders that I've ever met in my entire life. And I thought to myself at the time, if I ever have kids, I want to sit them down in a room with these people so they can soak up everything that they are, so they can become better leaders and better people, productive members of society. And I went to my commanders and I went to my former soldiers and I talked to them and I said, I've got an idea to start a business. We can provide leadership and team building consulting to professional sports teams and corporate clients. And they were all in. So we created a company that we called Mission 60. And we were lucky enough that our first client was the NFL's New York Jets. How I started Mission 60 was I just got a list of all the NFL teams and found phone numbers, and I just started cold calling one at a time. Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons, Buffalo Bills, Carolina Panthers, right down the list until I got to the New York Jets. When I called the New York Jets, they said, you know what? We like your passion, we like your fire. We'll give you an opportunity. If you can fly yourself up here, we'll let you present to the head coach and the GM. The head coach at the time was Rex Ryan, and the GM was Mike Tannenbaum. So I brought 2 of my guys with me, and I knew as soon as we got an opportunity, we would blow it out of the water. And we did, and we won a contract over 2 other competing companies. From there, we became an approved vendor of the NFL, and we worked with 10 NFL teams up until this point. One of those teams is the Oakland Raiders. And in 2014, we were working with the Oakland Raiders, and I typically bring out a lot of wounded veterans, injured combat veterans to be on my team because it's good for them to be back on a team with their brothers. It's cathartic for them to share their story to the team, to our clients. It's powerful for the client to hear these life-changing stories about overcoming adversity and resiliency. And we had a great time, and it was a great event with the Raiders. After it was over, I was sitting down with my guys, and we were all talking, kind of celebrating the event. And I asked them, as any good officer would, like, how is everything going? It's kind of been ingrained in me as an officer to make sure my guys are being taken care of. And the guys were telling me, hey, listen, we get a large disability check from the government. I said, that's fantastic, man. They said, hey, there's all sorts of charities that take us hunting and fishing. I said, man, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. One guy said, yeah, one of the charities actually built a $500,000 home for me in Montana. I was like, man, that's awesome. Good for you. And it was quiet. And I kind of got the sense that something was wrong. I said, what's up? And the guy said, you know what, Jason, it's not that awesome. I said, well, why? It sounds pretty good to me. And they said, we never aspired to be a charity case. We never wanted people to just give us things. When I go hunting and fishing, I have a great time, but when I come back home, nothing has changed for me in my life. The gentleman that had a home built for him said, I regret this home. I resent it. I don't want to be here. I had no skin in the game. I didn't put any money into this home. I sit at my home all day long and I smoke weed. That's all I do, man, and that's not me. And we talked with the guys and they said, you know what? We joined the military for a reason. We're disciplined, we're hardworking, we're patriotic, we want to do more with our lives, we want to serve people. And now everybody serves us. And it's awkward. And I don't like it. And I talked to them as a brother. What do you want me to do about it? And they said, well, Jason, I guess what it comes down to is purpose. So what do you mean? I said, well, we don't have a purpose any longer post-military. I said, okay, well, find your purpose. They said, well, it's not that easy. How did you find your purpose when you left the military? I never really thought about that question before, so I said to myself, guess it's my business. You know, it's very difficult to start my business, and whether or not it succeeds or fails is completely on my shoulders. I get a chance to make money for myself, for my family, for my team. I get the chance to bring you guys back out, and we can do events together, and we can have a great time, and we can add tremendous value to our clients. We can build our reputation and credibility that way. I guess my purpose is my business right now. And a lot of the guys said, you know what, Jason, we want that too. And I said, well, what do you mean? And they said, well, we want to start businesses also. I said, okay, well, do you have any ideas? And they all started telling me their ideas of businesses that they wanted to start. And a lot of the ideas were pretty good. And unfortunately, most of the ideas were really, really bad. And I told them, hey guys, don't start that business. And they asked me why, and I gave them reasons why. And I thought to myself at the time, you know, I just saved this guy his life savings, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. I saved him years of his life that he would have spent putting into this business that was doomed to fail from the start. And the guys that had good ideas, I said, that sounds good, man. Start your business. And they said, well, listen, man, like, here's what we're going to do. You're going to give me $50,000. We're going to start down this path. We're going to talk to this person. I said, listen, man, I'm not giving you any money. I'm not giving you $50,000. I'm not involved in this. This is your business. If you want to start it, start it. You know, do you have a business plan, an operating agreement, a pro forma, a SWOT analysis? And they all kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? I said, listen, if you don't know what those things are, you better figure it out. And I said, well, how do I do that? And I said, well, just go YouTube it, man. Just figure it out. And they said, do you have this stuff? And I was like, well, yeah. I said, well, just give me your stuff and I'll just copy it. So it doesn't work like that. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself. And we ended the conversation, and we had a great rest of the event. You know, we hung out, we had a good time, and I went home and I started thinking about this conversation. And I started thinking to myself, man, I was really short and really curt with these guys. I could have done so much more to help them out besides refer them to YouTube or figure it out on their own. So I went to Ryan Miller, who's a friend of mine from West Point. He was a Ranger. He got injured in combat, lost his leg. He's doing fantastic things in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. Another friend of mine, Joe Hilton, who's not a veteran, but he's an unbelievable entrepreneur, and we created Warrior Rising together as a one-stop shop for veterans. And throughout the years, we've pivoted, we figured out how we can really provide tremendous value to the veterans. And we do that in a number of ways. One, we provide them a purpose again, and two, we provide them a community again. Warrior Rising was started as a non-traditional charity. We help veterans help themselves. We focus on the veteran. They have skin in the game. They earn whatever success they get on their own. And that's why we need your donation at Warrior Rising to help these veterans find their purpose and their community again by doing it themselves. Thank you.